Yeah, here we go. 65's up, 65's up. They're the next one on the block here. 65's next one out on the track. So 65, they've had their practice. They've then had another race, so now they've got their race. The next ones will have their practice, and then we'll have that last group to have practice, go out and do their race. We do that for just the round, just till everybody's had one race. After one race, we then go racing back to back to back to back. So that's our format. So everybody has a 3-lap practice and then as many races as we can get done today. Some will have 2 races today. Others may even have 3 if conditions allow us today. So that's as we're going for it. All right, go the kids. Here we are, Nico all the way. 65 racing in the mighty Nico Verhoeven. Of course, now for all these kids going forward, this is the 3rd race for them. We've started off now with round number 3, having completed 1.5 yesterday, got through the other half of round number 2 this morning, and already rocking into our 3rd round today, coming up towards a quarter to 11 real time at the moment as we punch out more good moto. Talked to you yesterday about the fact that the wind changed today, but certainly the good thing about the wind change is that it's less intense than the famous westerly that we have here in the Manawatu. And but the temperature will be down a couple of degrees today, but I'm sure we can all put up with that, and certainly good for the riders, as you know, because there's nothing worse than being racing in 25 or 30 degree heat, as we know from events like Summercross and Woodville can sometimes be. All right, here we go, looking out, there's our lettery, our little man from Australia, Mason Izagalos. So good on you, Mason, lovely young man. We had him up at Riders Briefing this morning so the Kiwi kids could see this little hot shot. I tell you what, little being the operative word. You know, some kids, you just never know what a champion they are, and then when you see them, just like another kid, we could be you know, playing table tennis or badminton or football, it doesn't matter, but it's motocross, their chosen sport, and to see the class of this man is brilliant. There's the 411 for Levi Rogers in the picture as well. More of our 65s, an amazing little motorbike, these, the 65cc machine. Of course, these were a revolution into motocross, and it's why we've actually got them now on motocross tracks, because our previous forerunner of this was the 60cc bike, as made famous by the likes of Kawasaki. They did not have the engineering that these bikes have had, but holy hell, I'm talking 30 years ago, 40 years ago when they were first designed and built. So now to see them as a 65cc machine, these are amazing. And to know young Nico, of course, he's going overseas next week, but he'll spend 3 months over there, so he's going to be home-skilled, and he will get into an opportunity to have some training before the World Juniors. He's going to the World Juniors. They're going to be in Holland, in the Netherlands this year, and we wish him all the very best. So our World Junior champs, of course, we had those in New Zealand at beautiful Taupo back in 2009, and a young kid from America, of course, Eli Tomac won on that particular day, along with Jay Wilson. They were our sort of 2 big winners of the time, and we had some of our other Kiwis that did exceptionally well at the time, including Courtney Duncan, of course, who's gone on to be a 4-time world women's champion as well, and she got 6th in the world amongst all the guys. She has been the 2nd best performing woman ever at the World Junior level. So bring it on with the World Juniors, and of course all we have is a 65, an 85 and a 125cc class. It's a 1 weekend event every year. We had it in 2018 as well in Australia. That was a great trip to do over there, so, and to think that that's already 6 years ago, that's incredible. To think how time flies. But anyway, we've had it obviously then in New Zealand, Australia. Let's hope it gets around. It's been to Poland, it's been to Russia, it's been into Asia, so we've had it everywhere around the place. World Juniors going to the Netherlands, and this young super kid, the number 26, Nico Verhoeven, will be heading to the Netherlands to ride that event this year. And in fact, he goes next week and will spend 3 months over there in our winter, their summer, in preparation for that event. We wish him all the very, very best. What a cool opportunity. This kid is going places in our sport, and we hope, who knows, in 3 months' time where he's going to get in the world. We'll be finding out with interest in that period of time. All right, looking out for it, and a few of our other kids up here, like here's the number 100. This is a young man, Tanner Manson from Wanganui, just up the road. Potentially might even be going home each night. It's only an hour's drive to Wanganui, the River City, the Mecca paradise that it is, home for one of our biggest race meetings every year, the fabulous Cemetery Circuit road race around the streets of Wanganui, one of the very cool street circuits events held in the world. It's well acclaimed. Their catchphrase is, what else would you be doing on Boxing Day? Often seen as a bit of a holiday, but to motorsport fans like me, well, we've long been there. In fact, we were going there long before we were commentating, actually. My first event to Wanganui was 1976, so there we go. A few moons ago now as a teenager, and man, we loved it, and long may it be still part of our racing heritage in New Zealand. Wanganui, the River City as it's sometimes named, and a great city, and a very good motocross club over there as well, of course, using their motorsport domain facility with a great track overlooking the sea and the river mouth as well in Wanganui. So go Tanner, representing Wanganui today. Yeah, more quality footage as we're looking here at this young Australian flyer, Mason Isagalis, and Mason coming out of Victoria, and all looking to be a cool, calm and collected young gun rider. The speed of the camera footage doesn't do it justice as to just how quick he is. He's the second fastest here for this weekend, and once again showing his true class as Aussies have done for many years, and coming over to join our New Zealand Junior Champs families. We've had plenty of them over the years, and this one looks to be pretty darn awesome. In fact, let's hope we can see Mason for a few more years yet, riding both 65 and 85cc bikes as well for his racing. Look at that, the poise, the balance, picking up the front wheel where it counts. See that? There's a bit of a rough one there, so you put the power on and keep on the back of the bike and keep it rocking over the top here. So well done. Mason Isagalis is your hot shot out there at the moment. So he's running in second place, still with the number 26, sorry, out in front. So it is still Nico Verhoeven. Mason Isagalis ahead of Levi Rogers, Henry Miller in there, Nate Hewlett, along with the number 100, Tanner Manson we were talking about before, 24-242 with Jai out there, and a few of the other boys mixing it up as well. Jack Huggins back in there, Cooper Johnson as well on the absolute gas. So there you go, Go Cooper out there. Absolute Gas, of course, quality sponsor for the Pukekohe Club and long-time supporter of quality motocross. And nice to have the family with us making the trip here to the Mighty Manawa 2 this year. All right, here we are watching the final stages of this race. Great to be joined by Brad again, of course. Brad wearing 3 hats. Of course, he's an official in the club. He's the president of the club. As well as that, of course, other weekends he's away with Turbo Sound, and we're covering a lot of events. Massive year. This has sort of been, it's like talking to D Parks this morning. You know, everything's sort of a focus to get to the juniors. Where are all the other events? Where's everything going? And we get up towards the juniors, of course. You know, it's all involved in the middle weekend of the school holidays. And Brad, we take a sigh of relief. We've made it. Double hats this year, not let alone the fact that we were building up the juniors. It's here in our home area with the home club. I hope you've been proud of what the Manawa 2 club has put on this weekend.
Oh, absolutely. Between the New Zealand Grand Prix at Woodville, that's always a mammoth task for the Manawa 2 Ryan, and we really just haven't even caught our breath from that one, and we're straight into the preparation of this one. So, yeah, I can't take my hat off to the committee and everyone that helps the club out. It is just a monumental task, but we're extremely proud of the event we put on here. Track's absolutely immaculate, and having a look at the Ctas footage, this is a world-class venue, world-class athletes, and this is great. We're going to remember the 2024 AFC New Zealand Junior Nationals for sure, as Nico Verhoeven. You're going to remember this week, and we talked about Levi Townley riding a bike around Phipps Motor Park. This is exactly the same. You're going to remember watching Nico Verhoeven riding a 65. Honestly, the way his body position is, it looks like a 125 under him. He's so under control, so fast and smooth. Absolutely brilliant. On the final lap now, 1 lap to go in these exciting races. So we should have some classes today, should get 4 of their championship races out of the way. We'll only have 1 left tomorrow. That's our plan on the program. So do look out for that, because we're going to start getting a little bit of a picture of who some of these champions for 2024 are going to be. And I tell you what, looking at Phipps MX Park there, Neil, these are going to be well-deserved champions on this surface here.
I tell you what, interesting comments. You know, you'd say you can't please everybody. Some of them have said it's already too rough this morning. Others said, no, it's not rough enough, and they preferred it yesterday when it was rougher. So you can never please everybody. Everybody's got a different idea. It's just to get a balance amongst them all. I think more importantly, what we did for our early finish yesterday was to fix up the jump faces. Often quite what we call the word lip happens on the edge of them, and that's what's a bit of a kicker in the back wheel to fly higher than the front wheel, which is never what you want. So that's the most important thing. The bits that join the jumps together, well, that whether they're rough or smooth, everybody will have their own personal comfort zone on what they find is the best. If you made the track just for everybody, well, you'd never end up by making a track, because what some people like, others hate, and vice versa. Never the same for everybody, but more importantly, they all knew it was going to be here. We've had it in the sand. We've had lots of people come down. Hayden Draper, winner of that last moto, he came down and did some club rides as well. The other cool feature to learn, Brad, from Hayden's speech we had at the end of that last race is that he's been trained by Caleb Ward, who's actually been living with the family, and he's been the one to coach Hayden. So there's an Aussie helping out a Kiwi. It's a pretty cool story.
Absolutely, it's so good. There's so many cool stories, and I tell you, an evolving thing this morning. Some of our classes, like the 254 stroke, we've got brand new winners on day 2 of the Nationals. So anything you thought after day 1, throw it out the window, because this track's going to dish up some real thrills and spills today. And we've already seen some of that fabulous Ctas footage. Thank you to Joseph and the team bringing us this fabulous Ctas footage. Tell all your friends, text Nan and Grandad at home. If you can't be at the venue, tune in. Ctas Live, that's the only link. It's free of charge, or you can link into it from our Mental to Orion Facebook page or through MXT. They will be the official links. Do not fall for any scams on Facebook. Do not pay any money. It's free of charge on behalf of the sponsors of the event and the Mental to Orion Motorcycle Club. We want to try and get this thing worldwide, and that's exactly what it is. The AFC New Zealand Junior Motocross Championship, the Nico Verhoeven, what a class act. Another win, and he's getting closer and closer to that all-important New Zealand Championship, Neil.
Story to hear about Nico as well. Of course, we're going overseas in a week's time, ready for that big campaign to be going to ride our World Juniors. That'll be magnificent to see another junior go that level. Up until holding, in fact, our championship in New Zealand, our best ever placed junior rider was young man Blake Gillard. And Blake had got 4 in the world. He was actually quite a regular. He used to do some fundraising in the Auckland region. They'd raise a few $1,000 and he would go over. He was one of our sort of early pioneers of the 90s to go and do World Junior Motocross. So Blake is now, of course, gone on to be a New Zealand flat track champion and the star of our flat track scene in many events around the country. Unless Cormac Buchanan turns up, of course. That's another story. But anyway, to Blake, an all-round good guy, lovely family. Wayne, super dad. He's been a legend on our sport as well. Even might do a shout-out for his great sister, Nikita, as well. But anyway, to Team Gillard leading the way for our New Zealand riders overseas doing world champs. So it'll give us an excuse to follow our little man Nico this year, Brad.
Yeah, absolutely, yes. I think, Blake, he did his in Holland. I think he did his in Germany, rather, so this one in Holland. So just the next door neighbour, we'll be definitely keeping a close eye on young Nico. As Neil's going to go down and give him an interview. He'll be waiting in that Park Ferme. He's got his 8 to 10 years 85 class, so sometimes if he's a little bit out of breath, he may skip the podium to go and recuperate. But we'll send Neil down there just to catch up with him. And fabulous getting one more of our practice sessions on the line very, very shortly. That will be the 8 to 10, 85. They will be going out for their practice session there, and then we'll get into another one of our fabulous races. So we're looking at, we're starting to tick through the program nicely now, well into round number 3 of racing here at the AFC New Zealand Junior Motocross Championships. We're going to go and cross down to Neil, who will have all the scenes from down on the track.
Well, in fact, we didn't yesterday, Brad, but it's still worthwhile coming down because Nico, of course, with his back-to-back motos, has got another one in quick succession. So he wasn't with us for that first one, and I don't expect him back for this one, but thought we'd just come down all the same. So hey, a reminder to everybody, some fantastic food outlets. And did you talk about one we talked about for breakfast this morning, Holy Toledo, the Bacon Buddy